Hi everyone, this is Jasmine again. I guess you didn't expect to hear from me again today after one episode yesterday, right? Because I'm usually pretty slow. But today we would like to share, me and my fiancé would like to share our reviews on Lewis Capaldi's new album. We were just sitting in the car back from the grocery store and we were just having some really deep conversation about the lyrics and about Lewis Capaldi's love life, I suppose.
And his mental health,
yes.
Based on the documentary and how it's kind of reflected in the album.
Yeah, so we decided to record it, and we thought it would be cool to have some really
candid kind of conversation recorded. Like we were just having, you just pulled out the thing because you're like, oh, this will be a good episode.
Yeah, so here we go. No, I just thought the conversation was going really well and we should record this because this is candid, you know?
Yeah.
Like if we put it on what's that?
Your podcast?
Yeah, that's actually more interesting than us trying to...
Okay, we could do an episode on it.
Yeah, but like I don't know much about music, so...
Yeah, but we could still talk about what you do like.
Yeah, I think my favorite part, like talking about music, my favorite part is when we can talk about the word selection, like why he used this word and how it's trying to, what signals or messages it's trying to send.
Yeah, like the word selection on, say, Pointless by Lewis Capaldi, which we both love.
Yeah.
He says like little things that he does for her, and he kind of humbles himself in the way he describes it. He's like, I bring her coffee in the morning. She brings me inner peace.
Yeah.
I take her out to fancy restaurants.
I never thought of that.
She takes the sadness out of me.
Yeah.
I make her cards on her birthday.
Yeah.
She makes me a better man.
Yeah.
I take her water when she's thirsty. I never look
at it that way, actually.
She takes me as I am. And I actually, when I hear those lyrics, I think of, Maslow's hierarchy of human needs.
No. Yeah.
And the base is sort of like the physical needs, the very basic needs.
Yeah.
He's saying that he just gives her these very basic things, but then she helps him reach the pinnacle of like emotional, self, what you call it when you reach the peak of that, like
fulfillment.
I think self-fulfillment, or
yeah,
and also self-fulfillment and like emotional connection and support.
I never thought of it
and like that romantic connection.
You're right.
That so that's really and the way he uses the same verb for take.
I bring you,
and then she brings me.
Yeah.
It kind of it's like, what you call it? It's a good way to compare, but and then his are always physical things, and then hers are the things that she brings him are always like deeper, more like what you call it? Emotional thing. I don't know if you'd say emotional.
On a deeper level.
Yeah.
And now that you mention that, I think we just talked about like the fact that he sang, "I will bring you heaven."
I bring you heaven if that's what you need.
Yeah, I bring you heaven. Yeah. Like he likes to use this word, bring. Like I'll bring her something. I'll bring her this or that. Instead of like, let's work on this together. Like in a way, it's quite selfless, I think.
Yeah, he wants to take the emotional burden away from her.
Yeah.
And
that's my favorite. Is it? That one is from...
That was the last one we were listening to.
Love the hell out of you.
Love the hell out of you.
Okay, so that's my favorite.
That's your favorite song.
Yes, that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah. And then my favorite is the one...
Pointless,
No. Heavenly Kind of State of Mind.
Okay.
Because, what does that one go? Oh, because, well, for me, like, as you know, like, I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And he says in one of the verses, when you're not here, it'd be chaos. But then, giving my heart over to you would be no sacrifice. But it all rhymes and it sounds much better than the way I described it there. But it's like, he doesn't take for granted what she can do for him emotionally, and he lets her know, like, he gives her that verbal, like, affirmations, like, I appreciate
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because you mentioned to me that you like Pointless and this song, these two songs first. And then I always say, oh, our favorite song is Love the Hell Out of You, because I really love that song, right? But I think I kind of got more into Pointless now, and I still couldn't like the song, what is that? Heaven Instead of Mine that much, because it's kind of more, it's less depressing, let's say.
Yeah, you like the more emotional kind of really depressing ones.
Yeah,
but with clever twists to them.
Yeah.
The thing I like is that, you know, from his perspective, I relate to his perspective in that song a lot. So I guess in our relationship anyway, like I see myself as like nearly everything he says in that song is like I relate to that. But when we were listening to Love the Hell Out of You there, because you had a hard day today.
Yeah.
You know, and he was talking about, like, you know, taking the burden off someone when they're really down, and like just through the power of love, like trying to heal someone. And I relate to that, because it's kind of like I think a lot of people who love really hard, they want to be able to that to be the solution to their partner's problems, even if it's an external thing, and you know the amount of love that you give them is not related. You know, that's but it's such a powerful song in that way, that you know, that just that feeling, I'm gonna love the hell out of you, like whatever happens, I'm there for you. Like I love that. And I don't know, just since you had that like you had a tough day today, when we were listening to it in the car just there, like it hit me a lot harder than it normally would. My favorite's still those two that you mentioned, but you know, that one's great. I'm
actually a bit surprised, because it always hit me hard, like
that whole song.
Yeah. And that's also because that's how I feel about you, like how you've been trying to help me. But I'm surprised to learn that you related today more, because that's what I thought that you've been doing already, you know. It's not, I'm not saying that you're not doing it enough.
Oh no, yeah. It just, maybe I didn't I don't know, maybe when we were probably you were probably in a really good mood when I was listening to it before, and then I was like, oh, this is okay. But you had to have like a really shit day for me to be like, oh yeah, this is really great.
Or maybe because from other songs, like the heavenly
kind of state of mind.
Oh yeah, you were more, you feel more like yourself always, like it feels just like you all the time.
Through the whole way, no matter what my mood.
Yeah.
I'm always, or
my mood.
Yeah. It's not affected by that. Like on a particular day, it's not affected by you know what I'm going through at that moment. I just really I just, you know, I would relate to that at any time, because it is me. You know, that narrator just sounds like me. And then what's the chorus is really funny. Oh no, but just before the chorus he says how he feels like when he's around the girl, and he's like, I can run and tell the devil to go fuck himself or something. And, yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, but one thing about Love the Hell Out of You, I think, you know, one of the lines was, I'm gonna love the hell out of you, take all the pain
that you're
going through.
So he wants to take it on. He wants to take it on as well.
He said, even if that's the last thing I can do. And I think that could go wrong in a way, because it might show that the love is not reciprocal, and he's trying too hard to win this girl's heart, or even win her back, you know. And I think that could go toxic.
But
instead.
I think as well, it's very admirable as like, I don't know, like for him to be that vulnerable.
I don't think we want to promote that.
No, I don't promote that behavior.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he's so candid about that, and so like, you know, I'm willing to put everything on the line. I'm willing to go over the limit. You know, even if it means my own, like hurting something from myself. You know, that isn't good. That's not a behavior that we endorse.
Yeah.
But like, he like, it's real. You know, people feel like that, and whether it's right or not, you know, you know, and somebody could take advantage of that on the other end of it if it's not reciprocated.
Yeah.
And then there's other songs on the album, like he doesn't necessarily always portray himself in like the as 100% right.
Yeah.
Or like good.
Which one?
Like in the first song, Forget Me.
Okay.
Where he's like, he's not.
Forget me or forgive me?
Forget me.
Oh,
but it's like he says, I'm not ready for you to forget me. Even though like, you know, he messed up in the relationship, but he's like, you know, it hurts that she's moving on, or you know, or, and then in contrast to that, there's a song like Leave Me Slowly, where he's
I actually never connected to that one.
Leave Me Slowly.
Yeah.
I like that one musically, and I think it's because of the producer Max Martin. He's like worked with Taylor Swift. He's like he's one of these, like, I don't know if you've ever heard like these, like, he is the main one, but like there's some like him, and then he has a writing partner, and they're both Swedish, and they're just famous for, they have like, I think like they have the record for like the second most #1 hits of
what kind of songs do they do?
Pop songs. #1 hits. They're just writers, so they write for Britney Spears, Katy Perry.
Ah, right.
They're kind of like the masterminds behind that. So just
did they show up on the show on Netflix?
Maybe. I can't remember them. I can't remember actually if they were in the documentary. I've seen a documentary about them before anyway. But anyway,
Leave Me Slowly.
Leave Me Slowly. Just the way it's crafted, you know, musically is really good. Like they have a guitar solo, and it's about,
I didn't even notice.
It's about 15 seconds long, and I don't really like guitar solos. I think they're kind of indulgent at times, but just like that short burst of energy in that guitar solo is emotive, and it does connect with the song. And then there's like and then like a minute later there's like a drum, like a very short, like 5-second like drum what do you call it, drum fill or drum roll. And that really, just musically, that really is outstanding. So, if you're gonna leave me, just leave me slowly. But I was trying to say about the lyrics, like, is basically begging a girl in that song to not even to stay with him, but just to
if you're gonna leave.
If you're gonna leave me slowly.
Yeah.
You know. Just one more dance, you know, just, you know, he just wants to savor that last moment, and that makes him look really, what you call it, like, in the one sense, like pathetic, that he like is like he just wants that little bit, but also like passionate, and it's also, as I say, like, especially from like, I don't know, it's sort of like, it's the opposite of like macho, so it is admirable to be that vulnerable and honest about that kind of thing, if that is like coming from a real experience.
So
like,
it's very pathetic
mixture. Pathetic and passionate. Very much, I guess. And then I think there's a verse, I'm not sure I think it's in that song, where he's like, you know, if I could, you know, rewind time to the first time we met, and, you know, we're walking in the rain or something, and, you know, I gave you my number in like on a piece of paper. You know, he says that he wouldn't change anything, even though he's gone through all this whole thing with her, and like he said, we were different people then. You know, he would go through like the whole relationship again, even if it failed, just because he loves her that much.
Yeah,
I think that's really
in a way it's pretty mature that he can think of it like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I have this CD here. I'm gonna look at the track list. Burning. We were talking about that as well. Like that song.
I don't remember it.
It's like
much.
It kind of talks about like toxic relationships, basically. Or he's like, you know, I would like light myself on fire to try and put your flames out. And then there's another part in the song where he's like, you know, I'd light myself on fire. Well, not verbatim, but you know,
so to keep you warm,
to keep your body warm. You know, like that's another thing. Like him really like putting, you know, if you define love as like loving someone, you know, caring about someone more than you care about yourself. Yeah, like he kind of epitomizes it on the album. And then The Pretender is one that, you know, I remember in the documentary he played it around his family and they didn't like it because they were uncomfortable. Yeah. Because he was kind of saying, you know, like, and you could see in the documentary he was going through a bout of depression. Yeah. Like, he is known as a very skilled comedian, very naturally just like off the cuff, witty. Yeah. What he says, like, but he has that. You see, he has that depression and he has that anxiety, and you've seen it when he goes on stage and everything. You know, he could just have stage fright and not. I think he
wants to get recognition from his parents and himself, and more people maybe, and he doesn't think he's good enough.
Yeah, he needs that external sort of reassurance, and that's very relatable as well on a human level. That's, you know, he has that self-awareness that he can show all these sides of himself. Yeah.
I'm actually happy that, you know, like, I really love his songs and I would love to see his concert, you know, but I'm actually happy that he's taking some time off for himself, because he needs that. I think he needs that, and he deserves it.
Yeah. You could see that in the documentary, and also in his recent, was it Glastonbury he was headlining, and then like he just stopped singing. He like cut off. I don't know if it was something wrong with his throat or if he was nervous, but then the whole crowd like lifted him. They were there to support him, and that was amazing to see that, and you could see he was so relieved by that. You know, he's like, I can be anybody, you know, except for me. Tell me who you want me to be. Is like a lyric on it, and you're like, fuck, like, you know, it's a good word. It's good wordplay again. And then I don't know if you know this song, Wish You the Best, and it reminds me of I Almost Do by Taylor Swift. Do you know that? No, so Almost Do is like this song by Taylor Swift where she's like recalling this relationship from a while back. And every time she doesn't call him, she says, I almost do. So every time I don't call, I almost do. Or every time. So she's talking about all these like stories.
Like texting, calling.
So, yeah, anytime, like every time she
seeing someone.
Yeah, like every time she feels like reaching out to this ex, she stops herself. And it's like kind of this self-restraint.
And what does it remind you of that song?
It reminds me of that song because Wish You the Best is like, he says stuff like, you know, I want to tell you that everything's wrong. I want to tell you that, you know, you're everything I wanted all along. And
there's lyrics.
Yeah, I'm opening the CD here. I miss knowing what you're thinking and hearing how your day has been. Do you think you could tell me everything, darling, but leave out every part about him? So, and then this is another great line. It's like, every day that passes since we've spoken, it's like Glasgow gets farther from LA. Like, he's from Glasgow, so you know, maybe he's in LA, or maybe he's in Glasgow, but it's you know, it sounds real.
That moment
those
happened probably in LA or something.
That he could have,
or that girl is from LA.
Oh, this is it. I want to say I miss the green in your eyes. I want to say it. And when I said we could be friends, I guess I lied. I want to say I wish that you never left, but instead I only wish you the best. You know, it's it's all these things building. Like, I want to say this, I want to say that, but then I just wish you the best. Yeah, because he's moving on, but he's also acknowledging his emotions to himself, but not to her. Which is relatable. This whole record is just
brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's back to front.
I never liked an album that much. or like a singer that much. Like, I love a lot of pop songs from different people, but I never actually loved a singer that much, except Kenan. Yeah,
Kenan, who you got into this year as well.
Yeah,
and his album was great. We were listening to Troubadour, but this Lewis Capaldi album, Broken by Desire to Be Heavenly Sent, I'd say one of the easily, if not the best album of 2023, and I've heard maybe 50 albums in 2023. If not the best, you know, this or Wednesday, the Rat Song, shout out Wednesday, Rat Song God, great record. But you know, this is an incredible album, not just an incredible pop album, just hands down, he's a great songwriter, and great vocalist. And I will say about his vocals, he has, you know, some people who are blessed with that kind of voice where they can hit those high notes. They kind of just overdo it, and they kind of do like vocal like athletics, like they're like, or vocal just gymnastics where they're just trying to hit those high notes all the time. Yeah. But he has like, he can go, he's dynamic.
He knows when to do it.
He knows when for maximum impact to go quiet, to get louder. He has that good musical sensibility, and he has what you'd call good, his vocals have good shading. He knows, you know, how to pronounce a word in a certain way or stretch out words in a certain way to make it sound believable.
No, I mean the word, the way he pronounces believe.
Oh yeah.
Believe, yeah.
It's really American, isn't it?
I don't know. In a song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But great record.
Yeah.
Incredible record.